Welcome to another one of ChopNation. We're back with a feature with Brayden Murphy. There he is, baby.
What's up, brother?
We're all talk FSU sports here. Really anything and everything we're going to talk about today. We'll talk a little bit about the new season, and we'll talk about the last season. And, we don't want to talk about much of last season, you know.
Not much, but I have a
But,
couple
we'll talk
words.
about, yeah, we can talk a little bit about, we're honest here. No bias here. No bias. But,
A lot of bias.
there will be a little bias, but first thing I think was what's your expectations for this season?
Winning record, honestly, just a winning
Yeah,
record. I think
yeah,
Tommy's going to come out and perform, but I'm not too into our secondary this year. I don't believe in them that much, but I want them to come out there and show me wrong.
yeah. The defense is
Let
the
me put
main
that on
part.
silent. Sorry.
Yeah, you did. The defense was definitely probably the more part I'm worried about. I think our offense will be fine with Tommy. You know, our O line usually does have they're a little suspect sometimes, but you have somebody who can run. I think he can escape and get out of the pocket pretty well. But yeah, I think we got some good wide receivers coming in too. Deuce, pretty good. 6'6". Maybe he'll even be half as good as Keon. I mean, we can only dream. We can only hope.
I just want
But
someone that can catch the ball. Didn't
yeah,
have that
I mean,
last year.
yeah, that's true. We didn't have much of that last year. From the QB to the receiving core and the O line wasn't very great. But what do you think? What do you think was the reason for last year's downfall?
I think that we got away from the tight end screens and what FSU's known for. Hand that ball off. We're trying to do too many run plays and we're putting too much pressure on DJU when we knew he wasn't all that. And it bit us. And after he got hurt. After that, they pulled him out, and we started peeing mid. That's the best I can put it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
basically, if we got back to our original roots, I feel like we'd play better, even if we had that bad team still.
yeah. I think definitely think we would have been a lot better if we would have I don't know. I mean, really, the O line wasn't great either, so we didn't have much running room when we did run the ball. Uh, I think it just was all just it was a domino effect. It just from the O line to DJ not being able to run, having concrete for feet, to the receivers not being able to catch a cold in a snowstorm. I mean, it was just all bad last year. But we can only hope that next year will be better. We did get a lot of unproven transfers last year that I'd never even heard of, to be honest. Uh, didn't know who Malik Benson was. Never heard of that guy before, and he was supposed to be good,
Get out
but
of my
he didn't do
room!
nothing.
You don't know who Malik Benson is. He was actually one of our best prospects, but he did not perform how he should have.
Yeah, I agree. He
Honestly,
definitely
our
was one of our
savior
best
last year
prospects.
was Ja'Kai Douglas. He's the entire reason that we won 2 games. And
Yeah,
he's
I
about
did like
this
that.
tall.
Yeah, he's not a big guy.
Insane.
I am ready to
I
see.
think he's what, 5'9"?
I don't know. He's
My height?
small. He looks small. No, not sure exactly what it is. You can't check that. But I think we got some guys who are more proven this year that came over. I mean, Deuce did pretty good at USC. He got some good numbers when he did play there. But and he's got height. He's got good height. He's about 6'6", I think, 6'6", 6'7".
Give me a second. All right. So, what's your opinion on our college Kyler Murray? That's basically who Thomas Castellanos is to me. I see him as a Kyle Murray, and I hope he doesn't fumble near as much, or it's going to be bad.
Yeah, I do have high hopes for him, but at the same time, I mean, he didn't play much college football last year. He didn't, see the field a lot because of the problems between him and Bill O'Brien at Boston College. But when he did play in 2023, he was, he was the closest guy to single-handedly beating our 2023 undefeated team. So, that does give me hope.
I mean,
But
we were almost undefeated until the community decided that
yeah, I got a
let
little
me keep my mouth shut. But let's just say they made a bad decision that day.
yeah, may have been a little SEC bias going into it. I mean, never know.
And everyone
So
with a line
happened.
63-3, that doesn't even matter because we had Tallahassee FSU high schoolers playing in D1 positions against the best people in the country in Georgia.
We did indeed that. Uh, I don't even see that as a. I don't really look at that as even a part of our record. I mean, we didn't have
It
nobody
wasn't. It
playing
was
from
a
that.
scrimmage
We
game.
did. Yeah, we didn't have nobody playing from that 2023 squad. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, we had a bunch of bums out there playing. Didn't have Keon. Didn't have any of those good players. Didn't have Jared, Brayden. They're all in the NFL first round picks. I mean,
Who's your biggest surprise out of that class that went to the NFL? Like, who is your star that you've seen go through to the NFL from that squad?
like you're talking about like who's the best player? Like that's going to be the best in the NFL.
Yeah,
Who are
that
you
came
talking
from that
about?
2023 squad.
Ah, that's a tough question. Probably either Brayden or Jared. I think
Yeah,
such
I was
a
honestly going to say Braden Fisk because having Aaron Donald as a D line coach, as the best D lineman of, I wouldn't say all time, but of this generation, he
yeah, he's up there.
will teach them everything they need to know, and he will tear it up because he is what 6'6", 270 almost probably.
Yeah, he's big,
Big
and
guy. Sorry.
and he's another guy that came from the portal that I had you probably never heard of either. I mean, came from Western Michigan, never heard of that guy. And then he's a round one draft pick. That's what. But with Mike, you're gonna be a portal team. So if you don't hit, then it's gonna be a rough season for you. But there is gonna be seasons where you do hit, and you're gonna have one of those 13-0 seasons. You gotta live with it. But last year, clearly, we didn't hit, and we went, 2-10. But
I like the roots of building up players and then keeping them. Like our
yeah,
prospect Brock Glenn, if we would have spent the time with him, he would be what we need. But we didn't give him any time. I mean, we put him on the field, but what practicing has he got with a good quarterback? They haven't gave him anything.
I'm surprised he's still with us. To be honest with you, uh,
I thought he'd transfer to a smaller school and get some actual playing time because he's not a bad quarterback. He just has difficulty playing against these really good safeties, these corners, these secondaries are amazing that he's playing against, and it's some of the best in the country.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's tough for he's really just in a bad spot to be honest. I mean, you got a team that went 2-10, and they know that. I mean, if you want to win now, you obviously can't play Brock right now. And for Mike Norvell's coaching, for his job, he's gonna have to go pick up a quarterback out of the portal, or if he wants to risk going whatever with Brock Glenn. But it's really him in a bad spot, and that's why I expected him to transfer over to like Luke went to Mississippi State, I think. I mean, Brock could have went somewhere lower. I mean, he still could have did D1, just lower D1.
Yeah, he could have went to
Like
a team like Boise State or something, like
I mean,
over
he
in
could have
that
went
region,
somewhere.
whatever
Yeah,
conference that is. I'm not very good in conferences,
yeah,
but
he could have.
he could have went over there and tore up.
I figured he would. Yeah, I figured he would have went down somewhere at least, not stayed as a. He's going. I mean, he's going to keep being a backup because I just don't. He might by the end of his career find himself a starting spot, but with the Mike, I don't think he will. I think he's just going to keep going to the portal.
Honestly, I like that idea when there's someone in the portal that's worth getting. But
Yeah,
like last year, spending all that money on DJ, you screwed the entire team over just by spending all that money on him. So we had no money to bring more recruits in. So that really just screwed us. And then we had no funding to finish our stadium or any of that. Like we're just having our millionaires over at the Florida State College paying for this guy's contract for him to sit the bench because his pinky hurts.
yeah. I mean, you pay a bunch of money for a quarterback to not perform like that. It definitely not what you want,
And
especially with the the expectations you have of being, at Florida State, and you know, 2-10 is not even thought about. But what's your prediction for the upcoming season? Like, what's your schedule prediction? What's our record gonna be?
Let me pull up the entire schedule and I'll tell you win, loss, and scores.
Yep. I think I have it. I mean, what? Okay, let me rephrase that. What is
Should I
your?
should I give a good should I give a good score prediction for every game, or should I do one that's good and one that's biased?
You can just do. I mean, you ain't gotta do a score prediction if you don't want to.
Oh, I want to. I think I'm
Okay,
going
you
to do
can do.
both.
Okay, you can do that. That's fine.
Alabama, FSU, it's going to be a one-score game, but honestly, Alabama's been here longer. They're a stronger team at the moment. So I'm going to go Alabama 24, Florida State 21. East
I think
Texas
that's
A&M versus Florida State. I think we're going to absolutely kill them by 40.
Yep, that's expected. You better.
What was your Alabama statement that you had?
I was gonna say, that is I think any FSU fan can agree. If we go in game one and we lose to Bama 24-21, we're gonna live with that all day. That'll be a win in Mike Norvell's books. I can tell you that. If you lose by 3 to Alabama, that's a win for me because
And
you're
honestly, Nick
coming off
Saban
a.
thinks that's a loss. I mean, he's
Yeah.
not the coach anymore, but you know he thinks that's a
Oh
loss,
yeah, yeah. If you only beat Florida State by 3, then pay on the board.
especially after
You
that bad of a season.
Yeah, if Mike can get us within 3, if we can keep it within, I'd say 10 to 14. I would say that's better than expected. Because what's the line on the game? I don't know what the line is.
I have not seen it yet.
Let's see.
But I don't honestly think that I'm going to be
Certified.
putting any money on Florida State this year because all the games that are worth betting on are games we're most likely going to lose. All the other games like Kent State, East Texas A&M, Pittsburgh, stuff like that, that's not worth putting your money on. Florida
Yeah,
State and Clemson's going to be a dog out though.
I do think that could be good. If in Clemson, that's gonna be a tough one. In Clemson, it's gonna be tough. I think we play. Do we play Virginia Tech after that game?
Yes, we do.
That's what I thought. I think that could be a trap game. That could be a trap game coming off a Clemson game like that. Unless, I don't know. If we lose, I don't think it would be, but it very well could be. The line's 13 on Alabama game. 13. That's not bad to be honest. I figured it was
I
like
don't hate
14 and a half, 17 and a half, something like that.
that. At least two
13 is
scores.
not bad. Yeah.
But after East Texas A&M will Kent State will come to us on September 20th. And
Hmm.
honestly, I think we should win that game by at least 2 touchdowns. But the Golden Flashes sometimes bring out a flash.
Where's it?
And then
Yeah, it's
on
definitely in Doak for sure.
in the 26th, we travel to Virginia, the Cavaliers, and we go play them at their place. And honestly, if we get out of that game with at least a touchdown winning, I'll be happy with it.
Where
Score
at?
prediction for that game's
Wait,
well,
who
that's
we
gonna be in
playing?
Virginia.
Who'd they were in Virginia? I didn't know we even played them. Oh wow, we do. At Virginia.
And I think the final score is going to be 28-21.
28-21.
Miami,
So
Florida State. How do you feel about
so
that
so
game?
so
It's
far
at
you
home
only
this
have us
year.
you have us losing to Bama. That's it right now. Yeah. Miami at
Losing through
Florida.
Bama,
Yeah, yeah.
3-1 to start the season.
Yep. Let's see. Miami at Florida State. I think that's a must win for Mike. I think so. I don't think Carson's going to be as good as. I mean, he didn't do great last year at Georgia. I think people are overrating him this year. I don't think Miami's going to be that good.
The only thing I see
Should
with
be a hot.
Miami is that Carson Beck lost all of his football powers, like Sharif Cooper did when he got a hold of Ash Cash, and how Carson Beck is with one of the twins. I don't know which one he dated, but honestly, I feel like that's going to ruin his
I
career,
don't
and
know.
he's not going to do
Haley
well at
Hanlon
Miami.
is the same. What is it?
I feel
You
like
say they're not
he's
going to
going to
be the
have the
same?
same effect, and he's not going to be the same player.
Yeah. I'm not, which he didn't have a
Women
great year
ruin
last
careers,
year. He was very what was his stats last year? He was very injury prone. I know that.
and without that beef
Or not
O line
injury
at
prone. I
Georgia,
mean, he was very turnover prone.
he's going to have less time in the pocket now. It's going to collapse on him, and as soon as he gets out, he's going to get blown up by one of our linebackers.
Let's see.
I would be surprised if Miami finishes the season anywhere close where they did last year.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's a big drop off from Cam Ward to Carson Beck, and they didn't even make the ACC championship with Cam Ward. And
That's because
Carson
Cam
Beck
Ward
is
was
no.
trying to drop his draft stock, though, because he did not want to go to the Titans, and look where he ended up.
Yeah,
Can't blame him, though. The Titans are bad.
Carson Beck had 28 touchdowns and 12 interceptions.
That's not a good ratio.
Mm-mm.
So after that Miami game, Pittsburgh comes to us. Bunch of home games this season. How do we feel about Pittsburgh? Pitt is usually a defensive, run
Where's it?
down your throat team.
Where's that game at?
That's going to be at home.
At home. I think that one is going to be, which is hard to tell 'cause you don't know what our team is right now. But I think that could be a barn burner game because I think Pitt's not going to be bad this year. I mean, like they're not going to
No,
be
they're always a
ranked,
very
but
physical team.
yeah, they're not going to be no like top team. But like they're gonna in the ACC wise, they're going to be a decent team in the ACC. I do believe that. Even though
Oh,
they did
Pittsburgh's
struggle
always
last
at
year.
least top six. Pittsburgh, FSU, Miami, and then you'll have your you'll have your SMU every other year, and then Boston
Dang.
College is either good or bad. There's no in between, and then Louisville is always right there with them. Louisville's sneaky this year, but the good thing is we do not have to play them
Yeah, I
unless it's
about to say we
ACC
don't play them.
championship.
Yeah, we got let's see, Stanford after I think that Stanford at Stanford game, and it's gonna be a 9:30 game our time. It's gonna be a late game.
Late their
That's
time. That's
definitely.
no 9:30 is their time. 8:30 will be our time.
Are you sure? That's let's see, that's over there on the West Coast.
West Coast. Oh no, that will
That's no, that'll
be
be yeah, because their
that'll
time's
be
on
10:30 our
like
time
will it be?
because they're an hour before us.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna
Where's
be a
Stanford
late.
College located?
It's in California.
Yeah, it is, ain't it?
Yeah, it's in California.
Honestly, if
I
our
think that's
guys
a
are well
that's
rested, we'll
a
come
trap.
out there and kill them.
What are you talking about? This is Stanford or Pitt?
Stanford. I
Stanford.
think Pittsburgh's going to be a good game. All the ACC rivals are always good games. It doesn't matter if you're good or bad, something's going to turn out.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you, oh crap! Like I said, it's you just don't know this early. It's so hard to tell what we're gonna be. I think you'll really know how good we are after probably after week like 2 or 3.
I think
Uh,
after week 3, because
I think
Alabama's going to be a tough one if we
we're
win or
obviously
lose
even
that
if we're
game.
awful, we're
East
gonna kill
Texas,
East
we should
Texas.
win.
Yeah, even if we're awful, I mean we're gonna
And
beat
Kent
East Texas.
State's right in the middle. I wouldn't say the exact middle of them two. On the lower side, Kent State is, but
Yeah,
they're a
definitely lower.
competent team.
I
But
think
I
it's
feel like after Virginia, you'll really know what team we are.
yeah, that's what it'll probably be after Virginia because the next two
And then we're
games
right
we
into
should
Miami.
win. And then yeah, Virginia's the only game that's your first like test after Bama. That's your first like ACC test, obviously. But you'll really be able to know like where you kind of shape in the ACC and how season's probably going to go. Because if you can go out there and you can take care of Virginia, I think there's a so let's see, you going like you said 3-1 going into Miami. I think there's a good possibility we take care of Miami. But that's just
especially at home too. Because if we go
yeah,
over
we're at
to
home too.
Virginia and go tear them up, Miami comes to us. I feel like we'll be ready for them. But it really
Yeah,
just depends because how many home games we had this year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 home games this year. That is a
yeah,
lot more than we always have.
we do have at home.
And I think Mike Norvell and the staff did a great job of getting teams that are not amazing, but not bad at all.
Yeah, I think it's a decent schedule. Because I mean,
I feel
like you
bad
said,
for the
you do.
Gators though, because
Yeah, Florida. I wouldn't want to be them. But I mean, like you said, I mean, we have a good schedule where it is like we have a well balanced amount of like good teams. Like yeah, teams like Miami's in the top 10 right now. Clemson's 6, and Bama's I think like 8. So you got
Clemson
you
should
got
be like
three.
4 right now, in my
Well, you
opinion.
wait, Clemson is up there
Cade
too.
Klubnik is gonna tear everyone apart.
So you
If he
got
gets some people that can run their routes, it's gonna be like Trevor Lawrence back in the pocket.
yeah, Cade's good. That Clemson's gonna be they're gonna be in the playoffs for sure. Some last time I believe. I believe they're gonna be a
I
top
feel
team in
like
the country.
I
Cause
think
you
they're a lock for the ACC championship unless we come out and just clobber teams.
Yeah, because think about like powerhouse teams this year. Like who's got just great QBs this year on like the powerhouse team? Like
Clemson,
name. You got Clemson. Can't not Bama. Bama's got
does Auburn
Ty.
still have Peyton Thorne or no?
No, they got Jackson Darnold from Oklahoma.
I actually like that. 'Cause he's the tall one.
Yeah, yeah, he's tall and he's not bad. But
I
like
like that
this,
one. And Alabama's new
they got
guy
Ty
coming in.
Johnson.
Don't
Yeah,
trust him.
yeah. I didn't.
Um,
That's one thing I do have hope for in the Bama game is I don't know how well their QB play is going to be, and if our defense can be disruptive, then I think we could really get in his head and get him took early, especially in a first game of the season packed out, Doug. That's going to be a good environment. That's tough.
it's gonna be hard for everybody. But I feel like
Yeah,
Tommy has had more experience on sold out arenas, like being I don't want to say sold out arenas, but full stadiums.
yeah. Like I mean, Tommy's Tommy's proven more than Ty ain't proved nothing. Ty came in at the USF game 2 years ago when Jalen Milroe was struggling, and they were gonna see if they could put him in, and they put him in, and he did awful. But he also was a freshman then, so you gotta take that with a grain of
And
salt.
that's
But
also against UCF if you think about that too. UCF's
or
defense
it
is,
was
I
USF,
would say,
It was South Florida.
USF,
Yeah,
South
South
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah, the Green
Yeah,
Bulls or whatever they are.
yeah, because they were playing at Tampa Bay down there.
Yeah, honestly, I think Heat in some of these games are going to kill a lot of teams because like when Pittsburgh comes down to Florida State, they're going to be playing in 90-degree weather. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say 90. I say 80 plus in October.
What time? Yeah, October. Yeah, it will be probably. What time's it? Man, they probably don't have a time for that game yet.
They don't have. They only have times for 3 games.
Yeah,
Alabama, Florida State, 2:30. East Texas, Florida State. Going to that game. That's at 11 on September 6th.
I'll be at
And
that game.
then the Stanford game is going to be at 9:30. And then we have the NC State at 7 on the 21st of November. Speaking of which, we never got all the way through the schedule. So Wake Forest, Florida State. What are you thinking on that one?
Wait, Florida State. I think it's at home too. I think we get the win. I do. I don't know who Wake Forest has to be honest, so it's hard for me to really take a good guess at it. Uh, let's see. The last 5 games of their schedule, they lost last year. They lost to Duke by 5 or 6 actually. Lost to Miami by 40, which is they lost North Carolina. North Carolina wasn't great last year. Lost them by a
Wake
touchdown, and they
Forest
lost.
was actually pretty decent last year.
They lost. I don't know. They lost to California by 10. We beat Cal. Cal was one of our 2 wins.
That tells you something. But that game was horrible all the way around. Were you at that game? Because I
Yeah,
was.
that
It
game.
was
That
the
game was
worst
awful.
officiated game I've ever been to.
Game was terrible, but
Worse than a state championship game of the Ponce de Leon Private Girls the other couple
they
years
did
ago.
beat. Wake Forest did beat Stanford by 3 at Stanford. So it's hard to tell.
So we're 7-1 so far through through November 1st. Is that
Yeah, because
count right?
you had us beating Miami. Yeah, it's losing to Bama. That's it so far.
All right, and then we'll go all the way to Clemson, and we are losing that game. I'm saying we lose that game by 2 touchdowns because I think Clemson is,
I
I wouldn't
agree.
say miles ahead of us, but they're a mile ahead of us. Just one. But I feel like
Clemson is top two, possibly three, possibly two team in the country, in my opinion.
I think the only way they get slowed down is Cade gets hurt. If that happens, they're not making the playoffs.
Oh yeah, if their quarterback, because that's what really makes them go. Their quarterback's good, and they got a lot of pieces around him. They got some good defensive ends. That can. That's what. But the good thing is having Tommy is you do got somebody who can escape. Last year we didn't have nobody who could escape, so we're kind of scarred from the DJ being at the helm.
That's what I loved about Jordan Travis, but I wish they would have just pulled him out in that North Alabama game. That was
Don't we
probably
all?
the worst football game I've ever watched. And we were already up by 58-16. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think
It,
that's what
it
it
was a
was.
lot to a
It was
little.
something like that. By the end of we were actually that North Alabama game. I was there. We were losing early because we started off terrible with Jordan and we were losing early, and then he went on that run and when he you know broke his leg, then Tate came in and obviously we ended up winning by like 50 or 60. We didn't need Tommy in. I don't.
I don't know
It was
why we would
senior
just leave
night. It was
Jordan in
senior
there.
night and he was playing him.
Understand. He wanted him to beat a record because he was on pace for it.
Yeah.
So what is that? 7-2 so far through November 8th.
Yeah. 'Cause you had us losing to
The,
Clemson, Bama.
the Virginia
So
Tech's going to come into Florida State. How are we feeling about that one?
Virginia Tech's my trap game. Even though it's at home, that is a trap game for me. Kind of like how Boston College was last year. I think this is a trap, or not last year, year before last.
Came in and was a sleeper, and we struggled through it,
Yeah,
but we
we
got out of
struggled
there
early.
somehow.
Yep.
I honestly think that if we get out of that game with a field goal score of 24-21, or even if it's a high scoring game, or if it's 38-35, I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. As long as we get out of there with a win.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you. Especially coming off a season like we had. If we can, what is your like? Say Mike Norvell, you're Mike Norvell right now. What is the lowest you can go record wise without getting fired?
Dead even.
So 6-6, dead even. I agree. I agree with that. I think it just to give you some cushion. I would try and go 7-5, but I think 6-6 from two
I
and
think if he
10
gets
is
six and
still
six, he won't
improvement.
get fired. But if he goes 4 and
Oh,
four and seven,
if he goes anything below 6-6, he's
no, I'm
fired.
sorry, 5 and 7. Can't count today. But
Yeah, I'd
if he
say
if he does bad through there, I just feel like they're gonna see if we can move him somewhere else. But I don't think they're gonna necessarily fire him. I think they're gonna move him to a depth coach. You know what I'm saying? As like, here, come over here with the wide receivers. You be a quarterback coach. You do this. You do that. I don't think they'll get rid of Mike because of that amazing year we did have. But that's not just the players. That's the coaching as well.
yeah. I mean, he did bring in those players, and he saw them. Like, I mean, dude from Western Michigan. No one knew who that guy is, but Mike found him. So you gotta. That's one thing you do have is he's a great portal guy. He can get people out of the portal that you never even knew of. But see how much time we got here.
So far we're 8-2 through Virginia Tech on November 15th. So then we go to NC State to go play them. How are we feeling about that one?
NC State at NC State. I didn't even see that one. Oh, that could be a. We could very easily find a way to probably lose that one. But but if you're the way you have said we beat Wake Forest and all them in Miami, if we beat Miami, we could not lose to NC State.
I absolutely agree with you.
But at the at the end of the day, you never know though. We can always drop one. Like I mean, you're pretty much any team really is pretty much they're guaranteed unless you're at the
They
top
have a
of.
chance.
Yeah, you're always guaranteed that you have a very high chance of dropping one. It's hard to go undefeated, especially in this day and age. 2023, we just had an insane squad. I mean, it's hard to go undefeated these days. There's not much teams that can do it. But
How do we feel about how about this Florida game? Because I feel like we can get out that NC State game with the win if we can beat Miami. But if we can't beat Miami, I wouldn't mind as long as we kill Florida.
yeah, I do think we got to split one of the rivalry games. We got to split one at least.
At least,
At least, yeah, at least split one. DJ, I don't know. I haven't been completely impressed with DJ. I think he is going to be good by the end of his career for sure, but I didn't see a whole lot last year. I think he's very turnover prone, about like Carson Beck was. He's young though.
yeah,
He
I
was
feel
young.
like Lagway is the same way as DJ ukulele. But I just feel like that he's not all that Florida fans say he is. But when he gets under those Saturday night lights and they're in the
It's in the
what's it
swamp.
called, the
It's in the
swamp.
swamp this year. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the swamp at 8 o'clock at night, battling it out. I don't think he's going to be able to hold up to the pressure because that is one of the loudest stadiums in the entire nation.
Yeah.
Especially when it's a rival game against the other Florida.
Yeah. I think our experience will help us in that game for sure. I think Florida does have, especially at QB, they have less experience. Obviously, he's very a prospect who is very hyped up, which I do think he is good. I think he will be good, but it is early in his career, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do come out with a win in Florida. But it will be tough because in the swamp, it's never easy to get a win or rival, especially in the swamp. But I do
I
think
agree with that.
Tommy's experience will help him a lot. Will help us a lot. He's got a lot of
How do we
experience
feel
under his
about
belt.
Jaden Jones off the D
I
lineman?
Yeah, I think I have heard he's been doing good in the fall practices. In the scrimmage yesterday, he apparently did good. He got a few sacks, I think it said. But he's been doing good. I think with the defense, Jeremiah Wilson came over from Houston out of the portal. He's a good DB for us. He's gonna be good. He's like I think he was top 30, I know, in portal rankings. Uh, but he's gonna be good. Um, I think our defense. I don't know about our defense yet. I think they have potential to be pretty good, but at the same time, you know, you never know. I thought that last year too, and everything just felt bad. But you never know.
I'm not gonna lie. Now that I'm looking at the depth chart, Tommy Castellanos is 5'11", not like 5'4", like I thought he was. He's actually a pretty
No,
decently sized
yeah. I
quarterback.
mean, compared to the average person,
He's
he
still
is a
short, but
yeah. Compared to the average person, he's kind of normal height. But when you see him on a football field next to a bunch of 6'6" guys, 6'7",
just a little man running around people.
yeah, he looks small out there. Let's see, what was your final two games? What was your prediction for those last two? NC State and Florida.
For the last two,
Yeah,
honestly, I think Florida may get the best of us there. If we beat Miami, I'm okay with that. If we
yeah.
don't beat Miami, I want to beat my
Which
Florida by 2
honestly,
touchdowns.
if we're going into that game with two losses, I am praying we come out with a win because
We're
we
gonna have the
could.
fire.
Yeah, I think if we come into that game with two losses, and Florida is going to, they're not going to have only two losses. They're going to lose multiple games. Their schedule is too hard for them to make it through. That's a gauntlet schedule they have. They're not.
Yeah, don't they play Tennessee as well, or is it Texas? They play one of
They
the
Let me
orange
look at their
teams.
schedule. Their schedule is.
They might have played both.
They probably do because I know their
They
schedule
play
once again is the
LIU,
hardest. Yeah,
LIU.
okay.
That's going to
Yeah,
be a win.
they got a win. They
South
got South
Florida,
Florida's win.
they're going to
Then
win
they
that.
got LSU.
LSU in Death Valley, they're losing that game.
Week from
Florida
then,
at Miami, they're losing that game. Then they get Texas to come to them. They're losing that game.
then they got A&M.
A&M's a defensive juggernaut. That's going to be a
Mississippi
bloodbath.
State. They can beat
I
Mississippi
wouldn't be
State. I give them
surprised if you
Mississippi
see that
State.
Texas A&M game go into multiple overtimes.
I think Florida's
That
record
Mississippi
here.
State game. How do you feel
I'll
about that
give
one?
Mississippi State. I think I think Florida wins Mississippi State game. But
Honestly, I agree
honestly,
with that.
if they lose they could potentially lose 4 straight. If they lose 4 straight, I would not be surprised if they lose to Mississippi State, just because that team would probably. I mean, you got to think that locker room's probably
They
sick.
could lose 5 straight because South Florida's always sneaky.
And once again, Mississippi State's not a cakewalk. I mean, that's still a decent team. They're not cakewalk.
And
And
then
then,
after
and
that,
then,
Georgia comes to them.
yeah,
So
they're
after they just died, they got picked back up, and then they're going to die again.
they're gonna die
And
again,
then
and
they
then they're
go to
gonna see
Kentucky.
Kentucky. I see them beating Kentucky. Then Ole Miss. I see them losing to Ole Miss. Honestly,
I do
I don't
too.
know who's their QB. Who's Ole Miss's QB? Hold up, I don't even know who their QB is.
And then they play Tennessee. They're losing that game. I knew it was either Tennessee or Texas.
Yeah, they got that schedule is not for the week. That's tough.
Oh,
Austin
I wish we had
Simmons,
Old Miss's
that's
schedule.
starting.
That is. Oh, never mind. No, I don't. I got about halfway down, and I was like, yeah, never mind.
Austin Simmons. I honestly don't know much about him. So I don't know how good he is.
Austin
Tennessee and then
Simmons
plus.
can't be their starter, can he?
I think that's what it said. Because I know they lost
I've
Matt,
never, I've
obviously.
never heard the dude.
Uh, I've heard the name, but I've never watched him. I know that.
It's got to be because there's no other quarterback on the front page. And
Yeah.
I honestly don't like taller quarterbacks that come from small schools because you're not gonna see another Lamar Jackson. It's like impossible to find one. And if you do, you better hold on to him because he is the ticket to win. If
Yeah.
he wasn't on
So,
that Louisville squad that 1 year he left from there, I'm telling you that team wins the national championship and he's holding a Heisman. He already held the Heisman, but he would have had a national championship in his other hand.
yeah. What was your final record? You said the last 2 games. You said we lose to Florida. We beat NC State. So 3 losses. I will take 9-3. Yeah, I'll take 9-3.
9-3
Yeah,
sounds great to me, honestly.
10 days out of 10. I mean, I'll take that
Because that just makes
24/7.
people like, hey, they're turning things back around. Let's go over to Florida State and play for Mike Norvell. And when
Yeah,
that
that's a.
happens, the recruits call in, the money goes up, the revenue goes up, stadium gets better,
I mean,
people get
really,
better,
it's really just.
field better. It's just a whole bunch that goes into it.
Yeah, it's really about us doing it on the field. To be honest, because our coordinators. I mean, we got a coordinator, offensive coordinator who's been to the national championship and played against us or coached against us in the national championship at Auburn, Gus. And you got Mike Norvell, who has led a team to a 13-0 season and who has, kind of turned this program around until obviously last season. But it's really just up to us actually getting it done on the field. Because if we get it done on the field, we could get a lot of big time recruits because we
If
got a
we beat
bunch of
Alabama,
good
that
coordinators.
solidifies a bunch of transfers because we've already been stealing players from Alabama. We did. We had the running back last year. What was his name? Roydell Williams. Is that what it was?
Yeah, he's still with us. And so I
Yeah.
remember.
Whew. Let's not talk about him. But we've had transfers from Alabama a couple times, and some have been hits, some have been major misses.
We
But
still got Earl. Maybe
I
Earl
feel
Little will
like
be
if
better
we
this
still
year.
got those, Earl Little's usually pretty decent. I got
Yeah,
confidence in him, but
I got
the
a.
rest of the safeties and corners, I'm not too happy about. But they just got to come out there and show me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to. We gotta hope that these transfers hit because I mean, every year we're gonna be with Mike. You're gonna be a transfer portal team, and you're gonna just constantly. Yeah, with the transfer portal and Mike, we're always gonna be a heavily favored transfer portal team. So it's really a hit or miss if we, with the portal. I mean, we're gonna have those years where, we're big great season like we did in 2023, and then you're gonna have years which hopefully don't come around very often like we did last year. But with the new college football era, it's a bunch of portal. It's a bunch of portal and money, and that's what
It's all about
new
the
college
money.
football is. Yep, it ain't. We ain't in the
And
old
I
days no
wish they
more.
never would have brought NIL.
No, it
I wish
definitely
they
has
never did because
ruined
it
college
ruined
football.
college football.
Oh yeah, as much as it evens out the playing field, it still is ruined college football. No kid is gonna stay at one school for more than 2 years unless you're lucky.
Unless you got that money and you're winning.
Yeah,
If you
unless
got
you
the
have
money and
some.
you're winning,
If you don't have the money, you're
that's
not
it. That's all
keeping
you
a
need.
guy. No. Yeah, you
And
gotta be
when
able
we
to
were
play.
talking about Florida's schedule, what do you think their not final ranking necessarily? Because it's hard to see throughout a bunch of teams and all. But how do you feel about their schedule and how they're going to perform? Like, what's their win-loss record?
Let me go back and check that real quick. Let's see. I think well, what we named off, I can go ahead and guarantee you at least 5 losses. At least I can guarantee you. Because you got, let's see, they're going to beat Long Island. I mean, I didn't even know that was a college football team, but they're going to beat Long Island. They're going to beat South Florida. They're going to go
Maybe
into Death Valley. They'll beat South Florida. They'll go into Death Valley against LSU,
losing.
and they will lose. They're losing that game. Garrett Nussmeier is
Good one.
going to kill them. Then they have Miami at Miami. I think Miami is a overrated team, and I think Florida is better. So I'm giving Florida the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say they're 3-1 going into Texas, and I say they lose to Texas by two touchdowns. I say they
I
lose
agree with that.
to at A&M too. I mean, which the Texas game is in the swamp, but I think Texas is just gonna. They got the better players, better athletes. They're gonna win that game. Florida at A&M. I'm gonna. That is a game where I do believe Florida could pull it out, but at A&M, I'm gonna give A&M the win here. I think it's a close game, but I think Florida does lose to A&M.
We're 3-3 so far. Sorry for the voice crack.
Yeah. I think then after the A&M game, going to the Mississippi State game, I think that is a game where they could easily they're going to be favored. I believe. I feel like they could easily lose that game because they're. I mean, you got to think they could potentially have lost 3 straight games there if they don't perform yet, and you really could chalk up the season there. I mean, honestly, I mean you look ahead and it only gets really worse. You got Georgia coming up after Mississippi State, but I
So
do
we're going
think
to give the win to
I'm gonna give
Mississippi State
them
on that one?
no, I'm gonna give Florida the win, but that is a
Yeah.
game where I'd say it's obviously they're losing already, but it is considered a trap game for me where they could be expected to win and they lose that game.
And honestly, when they go to Georgia, they're losing that game
Yeah,
automatically.
they're
That's gone.
losing. Gunnar Stockton is he's gonna be. I think he is gonna end up being good. I think he'll play well. I think he's better than at this point in his career. I think he's gonna. I think he'll get DJ. I think he'll beat DJ out right now. Maybe not later on down the career, but right now he will. At Kentucky, I think Florida gets the win. I don't think Kentucky. I think Kentucky's all right. I don't think they're going to be great. I think they're going to be that team that's going to be able to, every now and then they're going to upset somebody who just doesn't expect it. And because they're always, I mean, in the SEC it is. I mean, much as I hate the SEC, it's going to be. You never know. You could easily go into like Bama did Vanderbilt game and find a way to lose to Vanderbilt. Like, not trying to throw shade
Yeah.
at any of our Bama fans. I don't think there is any, but the Ole Miss at Ole Miss, I'm gonna give that one to Ole Miss too. I'm gonna give that one to Ole Miss.
We're at a
Let's
five and
see.
five season so far.
I mean, they might could pull out one of these like tough games.
They're
But
not
if
pulling out
I'm
the Tennessee game. I'll go ahead
if
and tell you that
I'm
one.
yeah, I don't think they will either. But if I'm going straight off of who I think the better team is, I'm going Ole Miss. Tennessee, Florida, I'm gonna go Florida. I think they could. It's at Florida. I think it will end up being a close game. You good there, brother?
You gonna say that one more time? Did you just give that win to Florida over
Wait,
Tennessee?
no. I meant Tennessee. I meant Tennessee.
Oh, I was about to say that made me angry. I almost said
No, no,
something I
no,
shouldn't
no,
have.
no. I meant Tennessee. I meant that. I think Florida could keep it close. Is what I'm saying. It is in the swamp, so I do think that's a tough. And I mean, you go to the swamp, it's gonna be a tough game. But I do think it is a close game, a close SEC matchup. But I'm gonna give it to Tennessee. Florida State,
All
Florida.
I'm saying is, after they go on that crazy stretch between LSU, Miami, Texas, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, then Georgia, I feel like after that, clawing back a good season isn't worth it at that point. I feel like they bench DJ and they go for getting some depth in, because if you can't win the national title, what is the point of hurting your what is he, junior quarterback, or is he
DJ's young.
sophomore this
No,
year?
no. I think he's sophomore. He did young.
Because he redshirted, didn't he?
Did he redshirt? If he redshirted, then he's a. Let me look. Okay, because
He'd be
he's
a
younger
sophomore if he
than
redshirted.
us.
Either way, I wouldn't try to hurt my franchise quarterback. If the season's already that bad, lost. If you're already down 4 games, don't hurt him.
Which the thing is, like, I see the hype with DJ. Like, he is a good prospect. But if you look at his stats for the 2024 season, which he obviously didn't play the whole season. I mean, he played a lot of the season, but not a whole lot of it. He his touchdown to interception ratio was 12-9.
Not
He
great
had
at
a
all. That's a bad percentage.
69th in the nation, of 57.9 QBR.
What's his passer rating? Or does it not show
Mm,
that on there?
it just says QBR. It says quarterback
Okay.
rating. Uh,
Because passer rating tells you a lot about a
he is
quarterback, especially when they're in high pressure moments.
he is a sophomore. It doesn't say he's a red shirt, but he's a sophomore because I think he was a freshman last year and he played a good bit, so he couldn't redshirt. If he played more than 3 games, he can't redshirt.
I thought he redshirted. I thought he redshirted the year before that because I thought he was a
I think
I wouldn't say a
he was
walk on prospect, but he wasn't highly as rated coming out of high school. But he still had a couple stars, but he wasn't the 5-star recruit that everybody was wanting.
I'm not sure. I thought he was.
I don't think. I think he was 3.5.
Let me look at
I'm
DJ
not 100
Lag
percent on
grade
that though
on.
because I don't be keeping up with
Yeah,
Gators football because I like to watch real football and not people that throw beer on the field.
I agree. No, no, we were way off on that one. DJ Lagway was he in the 2024 class, so he was a true freshman last year. He was the number 1 quarterback in the nation.
Whoa.
He
Was
was.
that
I don't know if
before the
y'all see
recruiting
that.
or after the season?
That was recruiting. That's like his what he ended high school with.
Oh,
He's a five
both were on
star.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the question
I
is,
knew
was
he
he
was high. I didn't
really
know he
a
was
5-star if he's going to the Florida Gators?
that. I mean,
Maybe a childhood team, but
he was a true freshman last year.
not a good one.
I do think he's gonna be good, but I think he's young right now. That's the main reason I'm saying they lose these games because the other team just has.
He
I'd
doesn't have the
say
experience.
they got more experience. He's young, which I mean, you can have a great quarterback and
So we're
a
5-6
5 star.
through far
It's rare. It's rare
through
to
11
find.
games.
hmm It's rare to find those QBs who coming out straight out of high school that can just go dominate college football anymore. Especially with the portal, like most of these guys don't give a chance unless you're just that guy. Like you're great like that. I mean, like Jeremiah Smith for example, he's not a QB, but like a guy like him who's just like
It's hard
you
to
know,
find him.
yeah, it's
If you
hard.
get a guy like that, you have to save him. Just like Ryan Williams with Alabama. That's a crazy
hmm
pickup for a 17-year-old to come into college football against grown men, honestly, because there's some 24, 25-year-olds in the league. Well, I wouldn't say
Oh yeah.
league, but organization.
Oh yeah.
But
At this
people are
point
just
it is
going
an
around
organization.
and playing against old corners as young guys, and it's just going to make them better. And when he goes to the NFL, honestly, I see him as I wouldn't say Jamar Chase, but he'd be more like when Alan Lazard was him on the Packers. I see him as that guy. Could get out, run his route, catch the ball, and run it up the field.
Yeah.
It's probably a bad comparison, but I can't really think of anybody
Yeah.
much better that does that. Like a
Yeah.
Devontae Adams almost.
Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely a you know a, just you don't find him in a diamond in the rough. You don't find him that much anymore. He's a great athlete.
I know who I was thinking of. Michael Thompson from the Saints. Was his last name Thompson, I think?
Yeah, I think it was. Wait. Yeah. That sounds right. I know you're talking about.
Slant man.
Or was it
I
Thomas?
don't.
It may have been
That's what I
Thomas.
remember him as.
It may have
It
been
was. I
Thomas.
think it was Thomas.
It was Thomas. Yeah, Thomas. Yeah, but
I was close, but Slant man. That's what we know him as. You know what
yeah.
he's running.
Plant, get the ball, get up the field.
But I can see that in Ryan Williams. The only thing is, though, he is a small guy. He will get blown into half.
Yeah. So what was my prediction? I predicted them, and then the game versus us. Like it's hard not to be biased.
I'm not gonna lie. We said we lost that game.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say we do lose that game. I'm gonna say we get the Miami game and we lose the Florida game. this year.
And that would be 6-6, dead even record. And honestly, as a Florida State fan, that makes me happy to see that the Gators won't be necessarily killing it. But there's an easier chance that they go 7-5 or 8-4. But they're going to lose some of these games.
What
There's
was
no
their record last
chance.
year? They had a good record last year, and they had the toughest schedule in the nation too. Like they surprised us last year. Can't remember exactly what it was. I'm sure you can find it.
Yeah, but they beat teams they shouldn't have beat.
Yeah,
I mean, they had
they
Stanford
surprised us
last
with
year
some
that they
teams.
killed. Texas A&M beat them, of course, because you know how Texas A&M defense is. And then they beat Mississippi State. I don't see that happening this year, honestly. I think Mississippi State's going to come out there with a punch. Tennessee beat them in overtime. We remember that game. That was a really good game. Florida killed Kentucky. They beat UCF barely. They lost to Georgia by 2 touchdowns. We knew how that one was going to go. They beat Florida. Florida lost to Texas last year by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that game. LSU lost to Florida, but LSU was not that great last year.
No, LSU did have they were questionable last year. They didn't have a great year. I expect them to be better this year.
And then they went into Ole Miss and got business done, as Ole Miss was ranked 14 at the time.
Yeah.
That was a good game from them. And then they came out and beat the most broken FSU team I've ever seen in my entire life.
And I think they beat us. It was like by 20, maybe 31-11. I think that's something like that.
And then they went
like
against the Green.
Like we.
What is it called? Is it the Green Waves Tulane? What's their mascot's name?
That's the Green Wave. Green Wave, yeah.
Yeah, they came out there and killed them 33-8. But yeah. I see us going against that, and we have a chance.
Yeah,
I mean every year's a bloodbath, but there's nothing you can really do about it. It's conference teams.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, as a as a fan, just seeing how last year went for Florida State, I'm talking about Florida State. As how it went for Florida State, you really, I mean, just the average fan probably doesn't expect a great season this year, just a average season. But I really do think we have potential to be a 8-4 to 9-3 type of team. I think we could pull it off. It's gonna be.
I would be happy with a 7-5.
Yeah, I like with something like that. Obviously, you never want to set the bar low, but after a 2-10 season, it's kind of hard to set the bar pretty high because you never know what's gonna, if your portal's gonna.
I say best case scenario 9-3, worst case scenario 7-5, unless we go out there and our team play and get struck by lightning midair and we have a couple of casualties. But other than that, I think that will be pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean.
That's all we really need.
If you look at it on paper, the team could be pretty good. I mean, we could be a team who's, at least competing to have a chance to play in the ACC championship. But
if we beat the teams, if we beat Clemson, that's our best chance. We beat Clemson, we have a chance to go to national playoffs.
I think we can drop it. We can drop the game to Clemson. If we can just stay disciplined and we can win out the ACC with just losing to Clemson, and if we can beat Miami, I think that I would rather beat Miami and lose to Florida than the other way around, because we can still make the ACC championship game and make the playoff if we drop to
That's
Florida.
If Louisville if Louisville turns up, that's different. SMU comes back something crazy. I think SMU is what we're going to watch for.
Yeah, Rhett Lashley, and is Kevin Jennings still there? Their quarterback?
Yeah, he came back.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh, their schedule's horrible.
Who, Louisville?
No, SMU. Their schedule's horrible. They're going to win almost all their games.
Yeah, that's another.
They play East Texas A&M. They play Baylor, not a football school. MO State. I'm hoping that's not Montana State, because if it is, they're beating the crap out of them. TCU, that can go either way. Syracuse, I hope Syracuse wins that game because that gives us the best shot at ACC. They play Stanford. They'll probably beat Stanford. They play Clemson. That's automatic loss. They're not beating Clemson.
That's the reason it is hard to, especially when you're in the not saying it's hard in the ACC. Obviously, it's a weaker schedule or weaker conference, but you have a weaker schedule. So like those weaker teams are making the ACC championship over you because you lose to a Clemson or a Miami. Like that'll
And you got an
that hurt.
SMU
But
playing
yeah, you got them playing pretty good.
nobodies like Montana State. Even that, if
Yeah.
that even is the team, it might be Missouri State. No, yeah, it's Missouri State Bears. But why would Missouri State's mascot be a bear?
Who does SMU play week? I'm trying to find SMU. Can you read me the schedule to me? I can't find
Which ones?
it. SMU.
SMU schedule. They're
Yeah.
going to start
I'll
out
tell you
against
the
East
win.
Texas A&M.
Win.
That's a win.
Yep.
Baylor,
Win.
Missouri State Bears,
Win.
TCU
Hey,
Horned Frogs.
Win.
I say they lose that
Yeah.
one,
I
honestly,
think they win. TCU hasn't I think been great since
since the Cinderella story.
Max Duggan or whatever his name was.
And then we have Syracuse. I think they lose to Syracuse because Syracuse is usually pretty
Yeah,
decent.
they could lose. They still got Altmaier, don't they?
I'm not
The
sure on that
quarterback
one.
Syracuse. Pretty sure they did.
But then they play Stanford, and if Stanford gives us a run for our money, like we said they were going to, they're going to lose to Stanford.
Oh no, they got Steve and Jelly. I don't know where I was getting off. I think Syracuse does beat SMU, but it's gonna be a good game. What was after Syracuse?
Stanford, I think they're going to lose that game because we also said that Stanford was going to give us a run for our money.
I think they beat that. They win that game because I thought Stanford was better than I thought because they lost to California. They lost to California last year. California was
Yeah,
there.
we
I think it was
beat California.
I think that was California. But yeah, they
That tells
lost
you
to
something.
like a team that lost like 6 straight. So I do think they
And
beat Stanford. So right now, they're sitting at one ACC loss.
yeah,
Syracuse,
with Syracuse,
possibly, which they
and
could
then
still
and
win
then
that
they
game.
go into Clemson. And they're going
Oh, they do
to
got
die to
Clemson.
Clemson.
Never mind. Never
Yeah,
mind. Yeah, they'll lose
they're
Clemson.
dead to Clemson.
They'll probably
And
be out of
then
the ACC talk. I think. I don't think they'll be in the talk.
they're going to go into Wake Forest and lose that game after the Clemson game, in my opinion.
Okay, Kevin James, good QB. He could give them a win, but I don't know what Wake Forest looks like though. They haven't. To
Well,
me, they
see, the
haven't
thing
been
with that
really
is,
very relevant since
I
Sam
think they're
Hartman
going to
left.
sleep on Wake Forest. I think they're going to sleep on Wake Forest because the next week they have Miami. So
Wait, do they play Clemson, then Wake Forest, then Miami?
yeah,
Okay,
their
they could
schedule's
drop
actually
that
pretty
one.
tough.
They could drop that one. Yeah, that's tougher than I thought. Yeah, they're gonna lose to
And then
Miami too.
after the
Yeah,
Miami game, they go
they're
to
not
Boston
making it.
College.
We got I mean it's probably a hot take, but I say we got a better chance of making the ACC championship than SMU. Just because
That's
they
not
got
much of a hot take.
no, I mean it ain't really a hot take.
SMU just got
It's
lucky
probably a
last
hot
year, in
take
my
to the
opinion.
average fan because of last year, but
But be for real, they went into overtime with Duke
who
in a
did
football
SMU?
game. Yeah,
SMU? Yeah,
yeah, but
they
they
did.
killed us last year. But that's just because we were horrible.
Duke's gonna be overrated this year
They
too. They're
lost to
over
BYU by field goal.
Darian Mensah is their QB, but I do
They
think Duke's
beat
gonna have a
TCU. They let TCU score 42 on them last year.
dang 42. That defense questionable. Dang,
And then they
TCU is
lost to Penn
bad.
State in the bowl last year by 28. But Penn State was a good team last year. I like the Nittany Lions.
Yeah. Honestly, what do
That
you
was my
think?
team last year in college football.
Who?
The
Okay.
game, not in
Who
real
is
life.
your preseason top five right now? They released their coaches poll like a few days ago. Who's your top five? If you had to
Let
choose,
me look at the AP poll and see if
starting
I
one to
agree with
five.
it first, and then I'll do it.
Yeah, if you can get a
Did you
kind
go
of
to
see which
AP
teams they
News or
got.
did you go to ESPN?
I think it's on AP
I like
News. I just looked at. I saw it
I
on
like AP
CBS
News
Sports.
better.
I usually go to that one. I just saw
AP
it on
News is
CBS
usually
Sports.
better.
Here, you want me to tell you the
Oh no,
top five
this is
or
the
the?
one from last year.
Here, let me tell
It's
you
not
who
an
they got.
AP. Let me go to the ESPN one real quick.
I'm on
Yeah, don't worry
CBS
about
right
it. I'll just
here.
pull it up.
All right, I think you can see that.
Okay, so actually, I'm not hating this list. All right, number 1 we got Texas. Number 2 is
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State. 3 we got Penn State. 4 we got Georgia. Way too high. 5 for Notre Dame. 6 for Clemson. 7 for Oregon. 8 for Alabama. 9 for LSU. That's too high. 10 for my Arizona State at 11. Illinois at 12. South Carolina at 13. Michigan at 14. Ole Miss at 15. And that's as far as I'm going down the list.
Yeah, who would you say your top five would be? Then I'll give mine.
Top 5, honestly, go ahead and pull Georgia out of it. They're not going to be in there. Give me Clemson at 4. That they're going to be at 4.
So you
And I'm going to
say
say number.
Clemson. You say the first three is fine. You said
I think the first 3 is going to be okay.
okay, and then Clemson at four. You said okay. I like
Clemson
that.
at 4, and I'm going to have a sneaky suspicion that Oregon's going to drop, Alabama's going to drop. I think Michigan sneaks their way into top 5.
Wow. Let's see.
Let me
My
look at their
pre
schedule first before I
if
say
I
that.
had no, I'm saying like who is your like like before any game, like who would you put as the
Oh,
top
before
five?
any games? Yeah.
Yeah, not by
Oh,
like the
after
season.
all the games.
I'm talking about like before, yeah, before the games, like just your preseason. Who do you think should be top five
I think what I
before any
said
games are
would
played?
be good.
Okay.
But after the games, I think Michigan could be top 3 because their schedule looks weak. No, that's
Yeah,
the conference. I'm smoking. Let me look at their actual schedule. I
I
can't
think
spell.
Texas at one is just like I think that everybody's got to put Texas at one. I think that's understandable. Uh,
Yeah, and then you have Quinn Ewers
Ohio
coming in.
State,
Yeah,
I
they
do
played.
say Ohio State's at two. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I would say
Michigan's going to be top 3 by the end of the season. If they beat Ohio State, they're top 3, easy.
I
And that's
like
their
Penn
final game.
State. I like Penn State, but I do always think that Penn State is a little overrated by the media. So I am going to bump them down a little bit. I'm going to say that Clemson takes the three spot for me over Penn State,
I don't hate
and
that.
then at four, I am actually going to put. I'm gonna put Notre Dame because they just made the national championship. Let me put Notre Dame there. They're losing. Look, they don't have a QB that I know of. I don't know who their QB is, but they
That's
just
why I'm
can't.
saying that. My headset's about to die soon.
Yeah, they just we'll wrap it up here in a minute. They just like made the Natty, so that's the only reason I'm giving them a four spot. I just Georgia didn't make the Natty. Uh,
I
I'm
don't
putting
trust
them.
Georgia.
I don't trust Georgia either. I don't know how much I trust Gunnar Stockton. I would put the only reason I think Georgia is needs to be high is because it's Georgia and Georgia has the good defense. But struggling with the mic there. But yeah, I think actually I take that back. I didn't realize I can't lie, I forgot Notre Dame. Oh, look like we got a little trouble here. Lost Brayden. Well Brayden action. I don't know where he went. Sure he's about to call me here in a minute. Temporary temporary hold. Be right back. Yeah, I think the first four that was on there was I mean, pretty accurate. The only one like I said I would change is I'd drop Penn State to three and I would put I don't know if I'm putting Notre Dame. I'd put Clemson at three. So Texas, Ohio State, Clemson, my top three. And then at four, mm, kind of tough. If I'm just going based off of recent success, I have to do Georgia because I don't know how good Oregon's going to be this year. Who do they got? They got Dante Moore, don't they? Is that their QB this year? I really forgot. To be
I
honest,
haven't really been checking off with
I really didn't. I don't really
the
pay
outside
attention.
conferences. I've just been in the ACC, honestly. But
Yeah,
that's just going to
I see.
expand more the more I watch college football this fall.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, just because of the recent success of Georgia, I have to put Georgia. I'm gonna put Georgia in top five. I put them at 4, which is that's where they originally have them in the preseason coach poll. And at 5, I am putting Penn State. I'll put Penn State at 5. I think that's
I don't
fair.
hate that list. That's basically what I said, but I have Michigan as my sleeper. I just feel like they're going to come in and they're just going to destroy everyone.
Yeah,
But there's
I
not
think
really that many good teams up in their conference.
the other. I mean, they got Ohio State. They got a battle with.
That's it. If they beat Ohio State in their last game of the season, I feel like they will make a
Oh, if
run.
they beat
I
Ohio
don't think they're
State,
going to win it. I don't think
yeah,
they'll win it, but I think they'll make a run.
yeah, they can definitely make one. What is your? I do gotta ask this. What is your um? How do I word this? What is your opinion on Florida State getting 8 votes to the top 25 in the coaches poll? 8 coaches voted them to be in the top 25
Better
after going
question:
2
who
and
do you
10.
think the 8 coaches were?
Yeah, that is a bad question. Let's see.
Mike
Can
Norvell.
Yeah, I mean, is that like can Mike vote? If so, it's Mike. Mike would definitely be one. I don't know about the
Mike
other
was just all
7.
in of them.
Yeah,
Watch it be
I,
Cal
I
because we
could.
beat them last year.
I really couldn't tell you who would put us over there.
I really
I
couldn't
don't
either.
know. I ain't got a clue. Wherever it is,
Thank
maybe
you.
they see something. Maybe they yeah. Maybe they see something too. But yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, is there anything we didn't cover that you want to
I
talk about?
mean, is there any defensive schemes that you want to see from Florida State this year? I want to get away from the man coverage.
Yeah. I would like to see. I do. I think the new Jeremiah Wilson. I think he's a good zone DB. So I probably do think it will see a lot of. I think the new defense he's bringing Tony White, the new DC he's bringing in is a 3-3-5 multiple. I think that's what he said.
That's what I love. I love a 3-3-5 running an overload blitz because all you have to do is get one corner around the edge and that whole play is blown up. And the best part is if they run the ball on it, you got 3 middle linebackers, not 3 middle linebackers, but you'll have 3 linebackers sitting in the middle ready to blow
Yeah,
up a run. That's why I
yeah,
love 3-3-5 because the amount of safeties and corners in it allow you to cover every position on the field.
yeah. And really, to keep it simple, I really just want to see us get pressure to the QB like we did in 2023. I want us to have. I want us to, pressure the QB. I want to see. I want to see
Another three
QBs
sacks a
struggle
game
against us.
season.
Yeah, when it was the good days when we got pressure to them. That was the only reason we won the SEC championship 2023. That defense was insane. We a defense team.
You mean ACC championship?
Is that did I say SEC?
I think so. I couldn't really
I
tell. It
meant
was kind of
ACC. Yeah,
kind of
ACC.
blurry.
But I do think we got a lot of. I think we got pieces to do it. It's just really about us actually doing it and it translating to the field. But I really just expect to. I expect to see a lot of obviously they're doing a 3-2-5. I expect to see a lot of pressure to the QB. What are you laughing at, brother?
I just think that we've been talking for a while, and I think we should start wrapping it up soon because we got around every single point we needed
Yeah,
to
I do
about
think we got
good
around
teams,
everything.
bad teams. We've got around what was it? AP poll. We've got around coaches poll. We've got around
Yeah, and we
defense,
pretty much got
offense. What we need
everything.
to see through other teams, and how we feel about Alabama.
Honestly, I think that was a good video. I think we really covered everything, and I mean, next we'll have a we'll probably have another video here in the next day or two come out. We might even bring Brayden back on. If you want to be on, it's up to you.
Yes, sir. I'd love to. I'd love to co-host.
Yep, we'll bring Brayden back on. We'll talk more. We'll probably talk more out of conference and about other teams, not specifically just Florida State. But obviously we're gonna keep up with Florida State news as we hear it. But yeah, we'll talk more out of conference stuff, and we'll probably get in around the Alabama game is when we'll really start breaking down Alabama stuff. and about them.
Maybe
We'll
even a
even
surprise guest or two.
Yeah, we might have a surprise Alabama guest on, uh, if he agrees to it, depending on the circumstances of after that game, how that game goes. But yeah, I think we covered everything. We'll see y'all next video, Top Nation.